Hello, Board. Dr. Cleveland. We're far enough along on the construction that we feel comfortable to give a extended report tonight. So if you guys have questions, you can just ask me, and I should be able to answer. I have Baldwin and Shell and Flintco here, so if there's answers I don't have, they will have. So first of all is Central Junior High. So this is just a rendering of the exterior of the building. So we did pass large scale last week at the city of Springdale, so we have that approval. The architects are processing and finalizing the plans, and we're going to send those to the State Facilities Division, State Fire Marshal, Health Department on February 9th for their approval. This normally takes about 2 weeks to get their approval back. It could take longer, but we're planning on 2 weeks. We're working with the architects and the Baldwin Shell and the building admin to resolve a few issues that we're gonna have after demolition starts. So at Central, those issues are gonna be parking, athletics, the kitchen, and then a few classroom spaces. So what we've done, we've already put in a 40-foot storage container for Agri to use for the equipment that they don't need every day. So they'll switch that equipment in and out. Baldwin and Shell is going to be adding a temporary parking area on the west side of the school because we will lose some parking once the demolition starts. So that will help gain some parking. I've talked with Dr. Lofton about a weight room area for the kids to use for the next year. I've talked to Dr. Lofton about making classroom spaces in the building for the 3 teachers that are going to be relocated. We don't think that's going to be a problem. I talked with Baldwin and Shell today. It looks like we're going to keep the gym to be able to use that for practices throughout the year. We're going to try to get in there this summer, remodel it, and have it ready for when school starts. So we'll never use, won't lose the use of the gym at Central. I've been in talks with Wayne. There's a possibility we'll have to play the games out at HAR-BER because of the lack of parking at Central. So we'll have more talks on that once the schedules get verified. I have been working with Gina Smith on creating a new kitchen area at Central so we don't lose any food service options for the kids. You guys have anything else? Any questions for Central? This is showing just the layout of Central when it's finalized.
So that last one faces Huntsville? That last picture, the front?
If you that faces Gutenson. So yeah, if you're on Gutenson, you'll be looking right at the main office is where the C is.
So can I add, so far, of course, Mr. Tenney's here, they've done some really good work value engineering the building, at the same time, keeping the building standard very high. And is it appropriate to say that we're a little under budget?
Easy.
Which, that's new. That's a new thing. So we're really proud of that. And we appreciate Baldwin and Shell's partnership.
Yes.
Along with our architect who's doing an outstanding job.
Yes.
We still have to get through a good day.
But that's your problem, not ours.
Yeah.
We have that in
Your next,
writing.
He's hedging his bets, all right?
Yeah, so once we get the approval from the state, it'll take about a month for the bids to go out and everything to get back, for us to get bids.
Can we flip it back to the other picture? Sure. Okay, because I want to.
So the main gym, you can see where it's at. It's actually going to be the closest to Huntsville other than the cafeteria. So the building's moving south.
like we flipped the H legs to the other side. And
Yeah.
it is 2-story.
But we're starting everything this way first.
We're starting south of the main gym. So June 1st, if we get all the approvals on time, we will actually demo the kitchen, the auxiliary gym, the agri room, and then 2 classrooms to the west. Those will get demoed this summer when nobody's there. And then we'll put up construction walls, seal the building, and then we'll build everything south of there.
So is this the original building right here?
That's the original, yeah.
Also, board, the building will be asbestos free, which, that's a good thing.
Yep. Okay. Nothing else? Okay.
That facility is still a miracle that it's even happening, in my opinion.
Yeah, and that one's gonna be the toughest because it's just landlocked. The only piece of the property that we're not gonna disturb is the practice field.
I'm sure the coach appreciates that.
Yeah,
That pulled in and out of Huntsville is terrible.
Yeah.
Just that's gonna be gone.
That's,
okay. So this is Southwest. It's the same. We've made it through large-scale development with the city of Springdale. The architects are finalizing the plans, and we're planning on sending those down to the state on February 17th. We're working with the architects and the CMs and the building staff to resolve a few issues there also. Their issues are going to be athletics, band, choir, and then a few classrooms. So we have met with the mayor and his staff about using the youth center for practices for Southwest Junior High, and that looks very promising. Like Central, we've been working with Wayne, the possibility of playing all the games at HAR-BER. We've met with we will be meeting with the building principal this week to look at a solution for band and choir, possibly an area in the existing building. We're trying to secure some portable classrooms for that facility. And then we have already put 2 20-foot storage containers there for them to start putting unused equipment in so we can get it out of the construction zone.
so where in the original building is there big enough space to sing and do band?
Well, we're gonna look at several options, possibly putting in some movable walls, possibly the library. We're just gonna have to look. There's other options we have. You know, we want to keep it as close as we can, just so it's convenient for the classes.
It's hard to do band and choir and portable, so we thought it'd be best to have them in building. So since the building's being removed later anyway, if there are non-load bearing walls, we can take some walls out and create larger spaces under the current roof. That's kind of what we were thinking.
Yeah, I can, like the tectum panels that's in the existing, we can remove and reinstall temporarily into an area if that's what makes the most sense.
We want to make sure that the arts programs are not negatively impacted at all. They're a huge priority for us.
And Southwest, we will be demoing the south campus, everything but the main gym. But we will be putting back the athletic building. We'll be getting it put back in before school starts.
You mean like the field house? So
Mhm. Yep.
Rebuilding that down by the football field.
Yeah, it gets relocated. So that will help with some of the issues.
Gotta get rid of, what they call it, Lake Southwest or whatever, that's
Yeah, there's some drainage issues.
just,
So you can go to the next slide. So, so this layout, it's a longer building because we have to keep the original north building in use and keep the kids safe. And then we have the property line on the south that butts up to the church. So that's the reason this building is the shape it is because we're having to work around property lines and existing buildings. So you can see the main gym's on the left. And then those are new locker rooms to the west of it.
This right here.
Uh-huh. So that's the reason that gym won't be accessible. It's because we wouldn't have a safe path for students to get in and out of it. We'll be doing constructions on the east and the west side of it. And when we tear that building down, we're going to have issues having utilities to run that existing space.
Office.
The office, it's yes, yeah, to the left of that, the purple.
Oh, okay.
That's your main entrance.
Oh, so we're leaving it there, okay.
So this building, it will also come back to the south, and it'll go over to the east more than the existing building. So the new locker rooms, football locker rooms, and athletic lockers will be to the east of this building. So the press box and the track and everything's east of this building.
So that's what's being built over the summer?
Yes, ma'am.
Mhm.
And we just had a long process on this one, and we're just under budget, which is also new. Right, Mr. Tenney?
Yeah. And
I love watching y'all's faces when he says that.
Start squirming.
It's just so
This is-
rare.
I mean, it is a complicated process, but it is an amazing, for those of us that went to these schools in the Stone Age.
Yep.
I mean, seriously.
They're gonna-
To just think about, I mean, it makes me so excited to see.
That hadn't been touched in forever.
They're going to be very nice once it's done. It's going to be a challenge for a couple of years, but it'll be well worth it when it's done.
You will see progress quickly.
Yeah. Once we get the approvals, I mean, we're planning on moving dirt as soon as possible, even before school gets out, because there's a lot of areas that we can get to and work on, but while class is going. So Southwest has a lot more area, for us to move and do work in and not disturb the school. Since
You'll see us on site in both schools, probably maybe even April.
it's if we can get that final approval, then we can get going.
No demolition until after.
Not on the buildings. We're not going to disturb any of the teachers and the athletics.
Jeremy's already advised us of all the testing dates.
Yeah, we've got all the testing blocked out, so if we do construction, those days will be no work during testing. Yeah.
So what are the completion dates on those projects?
Summer of 2024. We want to be able to have a little time for us to get the furniture and everything in place before school starts.
What's the state deadline?
Do what?
What is the state deadline on them?
Money has to be expended. There are some milestones.
Yeah.
The first part of Southwest has to be spent by spring of 2023, and that's the earliest.
And we've got all those deadlines down. That's like 30%. So we've got the deadlines that we have to meet for the state. And then they will come up the fall of 2024 and inspect everything that we've built to make sure we built what we said we was going to build. Okay, so this is Springdale High School. Dusty's gave us a few new renderings. This actually has elevation change from the existing parking lot to get into to the gym and the classroom wing. So this one it's went through large scale with the city. They're going to be submitting it to Little Rock on February 18th. And then our main concerns here are athletics, PE space, and then classroom space. So we have four portable classrooms on site that we're working on to have those ready by August.
Jeremy, tell them how that's sitting on the campus.
So you would be in the east parking lot, looking back to the north.
Side of the football field.
Yeah. So yeah, the section that's there to the right that has the balconies, that's looking directly onto the football field. So by keeping that existing parking lot, that's where we get the 30 inches of elevation change. That's why there's stairs and ramps to get up to the lobby.
We expect over time to redo the parking lot.
Yeah.
Get rid of that big
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and we're working with the SHS administrators to try to find a place for the athletics to practice and have PE space throughout the year. And like I said, we already have trailers on site, and we're getting ready for staff. So,
The thing is, Archer is basically on campus too, so they'll be able to utilize the gym early mornings prior to Archer opening. So that's a good thing.
you can go to the next one. So there's the interior of it. All the academic wings, 2-story.
It's at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, on the bottom of the screen, that's your academic wing. It's got an upstairs and a down. And then you've got locker rooms and concession that wrap around the gyms. And then there is a 2-story part of the main gym.
Even in our last meeting with Flint Co. and Mr. Graham with Core Architecture, there is a second-story viewing balcony that you can see the football field, and we've come up with the idea for Dusty to take that second-story viewing area and reach out to the student section to look into the gym as well. So it's new. I don't think you see it there, but the rendering he shot me as a text the other day, amazing. So I look forward to see how they finish that out. So if you hold the state tournament, it's also hospitality opportunity.
And Dusty's bringing a lot of the auxiliary gym into this gym as well.
Meaning floor.
Yeah, some of the wood, some of the stone that's on the front will be in this building. So I think you met with Dusty, didn't you, Randy? So he's doing right in this project. Yep, he is. Okay. So this one's a little further behind schedule than the others. We've been focusing on the 3 major ones. This one's a smaller renovation addition. So it's at George Elementary. So this would be coming right out of the front of the school. And so we've been working with Core Architects and then Milestone on this. And I've worked with the building staff, admin, to finalize the plans and get everything like they need it. So this actually, we've got the drawings done. It's sent over to Milestone so they can start the estimating process to see what kind of budget we're looking at.
Like a tile or a rock, or what is?
Those are architectural metal panels. You can go to the next rendering. So there's about a 30-foot separation between the existing building and then this addition. And this will be library, a media center, and office space. And the blue section above that is the existing library. And what I talked with Mr. Swope was we can make that into 2 classrooms. And so we can gain 2 classrooms there. And then if we remodel the old counseling area, that would become a 3rd extra classroom. So he would gain 3 classrooms and the new space. And then we also looked at adding a freezer cooler at George Elementary because theirs are undersized. So while we're in there working, we can do that work too. And like I said, it's pretty early stages of design, but it's going to be a pretty easy project to get going and finish up fairly quickly.
Especially compared to the other three.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, in those experiences, depending on what school district you're in, that's a major project.
That is a major project.
It's about 8,700 square feet.
It just feels,
Small compared to other ones.
we probably have the most aggressive, I would say, the most aggressive building program currently in a compact period of time. Maybe anywhere in the state. Little Rock's doing some really great things, trying to reconfigure and doing some other things, but as far as
Last time it was
timeline.
this, was when we did the three all at the same. year.
HAR-BER, Hellstern, and Hunt.
Uh-huh.
I remember.
Fondly, right?
Yeah.
So as long as we've addressed, Central and Southwest, as long as we've addressed making sure that we keep the arts in place, keep the athletics in place,
And feed them.
Yeah.
and feed them, yes, I think we're gonna be okay.
So we've been working on all of that, coming up with the best solution we can, and I think they're all doable.
And making sure we communicate with all the interested parties.
Yeah.
The coaches and the band directors and all that good stuff.
Yeah, a lot of this, we've been waiting to get like definite schedules because everything, there's a lot of unknowns on material. And I mean, even at the state, what we're worried about, all the districts have to report their master plan on February 1st. And then that's when we're asking for approval. So we're afraid they may be behind down there to get our approvals. So it could push everything out. So that's a lot of the reason we haven't done a big update on these is just because of the unknowns. But we're so close now to the approvals, feel pretty comfortable updating.
Do you have any questions for these gentlemen that are here, Linco and Baldwin Shell? They're great. And I have to brag on them too, because they have done really great work to try to get us what we believe is an accurate budget. Because, us saying it's under budget, that's based on John's skill and Patrick's skill. He's really creating an understanding for us to have a legitimate budget. And, we want to be very transparent in exactly what it costs, exactly how much we're going to outfit, where those funds come from, and present it to you for you to review.
Patience.
Yep.
Good job.
All right. Thanks.
Thank you.